This was a damn good episode. I'm Joe Redland with my review of AEW Dynamite, and it would have been perfect except for one thing, and you probably can guess what that is, but I'll criticize something a little bit later in this review. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Full Gear, and really all the matches meant something. They have some good storytelling going, even if they involve people I don't really care all that much about. I like what they're doing. They're building some good stories, and that's really nice. You know, it's really nice to see a wrestling program actually build some stories. And Full Gear is going to be goddamn good. And really, this was just a great 2-hour wrestling program. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Wardlow and Jungle Boy, world title eliminator, first round match. It was pretty obvious who was going to go over here, but big man, little man match, and Wardlow kept beating Jungle Boy down. The idea was if Jungle Boy could extend him, maybe the big man would get tired. Eventually, he had a drop kick to the back of the head, and then he dived to the back of the head while Wardlow was all confused outside. That was some good stuff. Big run off the top, that knee drop, that top rope knee drop, but 1, 2. He didn't, quite get it, and then got an F10 from the stage into the ring, and then F10 again for 3. And Wardlow looked like he was, like Jungle Boy looked like he was always in it, but he was never going to win it, and Wardlow sold everything properly. So this is a good way to do it. Wardlow advances. Then we get recaps of the Eddie Lucha Bros, segment where they laid out Jon Moxley. Then we get a Moxley promo, his friendship with Eddie. It's going to be an I Quit match at Full Gear. He's going to say he quits, and this was really, really good shit. Talking, the going over the friendship and stuff like that, how Eddie's changed. This isn't the Eddie that he knew. This was good stuff. Moxley's promos have been on fire since he left WWE, where he basically was walking through everything, and I don't really blame him. They were giving him a lot of shit, but this was good stuff. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with the I Quit match. Also, the girls that were part of Omega's entrance seemed almost lifelike. In fact, I think the brooms had more personality. That was mean. We then get Omega, getting the introduction about like all this stuff that, his accolades and everything, the Meltzer scale and all that, and PWI Wrestler of the Year and all that, just all the accolades and everything, just pumping it up and being a heel, being heelish about it. Justin Roberts was like, just putting over what Omega has done. And while Kenny Omega is not my favorite, you know what? If you want to embrace him being a full-on douche heel, this is the way to do it, and they did a goddamn good job here. And he comes out, does his entrance. It was supposed to be Joey Janela, but he apparently came into contact with somebody that had the virus. And I want to say this much, and just quick little sidebar, even though I don't care for Janela as a wrestler, and there are certain other talents on this roster I don't care for as wrestlers. This goes for anybody, regardless of how I feel about them. They're human beings, and I want them to be safe. I want Janela to be safe, anybody that was at that show to be safe, or the shows, whatever it was. I think it was the Collective in Indiana. I think that's what it was. Regardless, I want all those talents to be safe. I want you guys to be safe. That's really what it comes down to. So I hope you guys are staying safe and sound as much as possible. And I hope Janela is okay and can come back. Again, regardless of how I feel about him as a wrestler, I hope he's going to be okay. And I hope the same for the person that, contracted it. I hope they're going to be okay as well. So, Sonny Kiss took his place. And Sonny Kiss got beaten in 15 seconds. And that's what it was, 15, 30 seconds. Big knee, one wing angel, 1, 2, 3. And then Omega's like, oh yeah, Sonny Kiss, hey, great job. But Omega had that look like, I just beat a guy that was totally beneath me. And that's exactly how it should have been booked. That's exactly it. Again, however I feel or anybody feels about Omega, this is the way you book him. This is the way to do it. They're going to build Omega and Page at Full Gear. And then Shivani interviews Orange Cassidy about the TNT title match. Orange Cassidy kind of blows him off. Shivani seems annoyed. I don't blame Shivani. And then we get Cody and Arn arriving, and it's about the rematch next week. That turns out it's going to be a lumberjack match to prevent the Dark Order from interfering. Oh boy. And then we get Eddie Kingston's promo about family, Lucha Bros and all that, and his family and the people that he loves. About Moxley, and he goes over the history he had with him, and he's like, I had to turn this way. I don't like what I see in the mirror, but I had to become this. I had to become this to get to you to see, all. It's just Eddie Kingston, one of the best goddamn promos going today. Really goddamn effective shit. And then he's on commentary for Phoenix versus Pentagon. I'm just going to call him Pentagon because that's the name I know him by. Look, it's a world title eliminator first round match, first off, but it's going to be flippy shit mixed with some personal stuff because they are brothers, and it was some good stuff. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of lucha stuff. I appreciate the athleticism that it takes, but sometimes the flippy shit goes a little bit too out of control. They do some hard kicks, some heavy chops. There was an awkward super kick spot where it looked like Phoenix had to really pull up so Penta could kick him. That was a bit confusing. Over the ropes, Penta just, beating down Phoenix, and then Penta hits his hand into the rope, or into the post rather, during the break. And then Phoenix landing on his head after a Rana. Ouch. That looked really, really wacky. It was after a head scissors, but still, he landed right on his head. Phoenix, if he wants to have a long goddamn career, needs to take it easy and not land on his head so goddamn much. And then we get the arm snap, and Penta's delaying. He doesn't want to do it. And then Destroyer for 3. Phoenix advancing despite having his arm snapped. You know what? Good stuff. It was good for what it's as good as you would expect from a match between these two guys. And hey, it was good stuff. I'm not going to complain one goddamn bit about it, because you know what you're getting with these guys, and I think they told a good story with the family drama and everything. Now we get recaps of the arcade bullshit with Miro and Kip Sabian and the best friends, and I don't care about this one bit. Marvez interviews Colt Boom Boom Cabana, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver. I hate the Dark Order. I don't hate the talents. I just hate the concept and the gimmick. I hate it. And no, I don't watch Being the Elite because I don't have time. So we get Page versus Colt Boom Boom Cabana, world title eliminator first round match. The last one, Evil Uno's out there to cheer Colt. The match was fine enough. There were some good near falls and everything. Page kicked out of Superman pin at 2. Eventually, after some reversals, buckshot lariat, 1, 2, 3. And then it was some members of the Dark Order taking Colt Cabana out of the ring. Like, okay, it's okay, little buddy. And Matt and Sammy, they're going to have a match at Full Gear. I think it's the Elite Deletion. Because having Matt Hardy in a hardcore match at this point is a really bad idea. Like, Matt should not be wrestling. Even before that bump, he shouldn't have been wrestling. He definitely shouldn't be wrestling now. Team Taz. Taz basically runs down Hobbs and Darby, and then Ricky Starks runs down Darby and everything, and he says, his record's impeccable. Not perfect, but, he's done all the right stuff, and Darby gets a TNT championship shot instead of him. What the hell is this about? And Ricky promises to put Darby in the grave the next time they meet. Bit dark, but okay. I like Ricky Starks. Cage was also there, not really doing anything, which is the best use for Cage. Le Dinner de Debonair. I don't care if anybody wants to get upset by what I'm saying here, because if you guys found this entertaining, that's fine. This is MJF and Jericho in one of the stagiest, most bullshit segments that I've seen on a wrestling show in a while. This is as staging bullshit as anything in WCW, the Russo era, or the Monday Night War era, when they were really falling off the goddamn, when the wagon, wheels were just coming apart. It was like in the Oregon Trail when, the wheels on the wagon would crash and everything, and you'd have to spend all your goddamn money, and you'd have to do all this, and the game would be over. Basically, this was something dying. A goddamn quick death, and they just kept trying to shock it back to life, and it wasn't fucking working. This was atrocious. There was entertainment, and then there is this stagey bullshit. Now, this is going to divide people. Some people may like this. That's fine. You can like this all you damn well want. But if this was on WWE programming, people would kill it. And rightfully so. I would kill it because it was fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. It's more of Jericho just basically torpedoing his career. MJF can do comedy. Here's the thing. He couldn't save this. Nobody could save this. This was unsalvageable. This was fucking rotten. First, they compared their respective meats and how they liked their meat being handled by waitresses. Moving on. And they did a song. I hated every second of this. The instant this started, 30 seconds into it, I knew I was going to hate it. But I was like, you know what? I said, I paused it. I waited 2 minutes. I said, okay, breathe. Maybe it'll get better. Nope, I was right to hate it the first time. This was fucking rotten, fucking stupid, absolutely atrocious. I goddamn hated one of the worst segments I've seen on any wrestling program this year. Now, WWE still takes, the top dog as far, top spot, and probably top 5 spots, maybe even top 10 spots. This may be one of the worst things that AEW has done this year. I shit all over what, the Dark Order, Brody Lee did after Brody beat Cody for the TNT Championship. At least that was effective, even if I don't like the Dark Order. This, I can't defend this. I don't know how anybody can defend this. But again, if you guys like this, that's totally fine. But I hated this. This was not entertainment. This was stupid. I don't care now what happens with MJF and Jericho. Now, MJF is likely going to, take over the Inner Circle, and it's going to be MJF and Jericho. Maybe they meet at a match at Full Gear, and if MJF wins, he's in the Inner Circle. and then MJF wins because the Inner Circle helps out because he paid them off and everything because he's rich. And that's about the only way they could salvage that. But yeah, this was stupid. It was fucking goddamn stupid. Some of the worst shit I've seen on a wrestling program. This right here was what I was worried about when AEW got started, that they were just going to do alternate WWE, like comedy, instead of actually trying to do something entertaining. This was not entertaining to me. But again, that's just my take. Then we get Britt Baker with Reba versus Kylan King. I think Kylan King has a bright future, even if I recognize she is not that great right now. She has potential. She has a great striking look. And Britt Baker is a star, especially as far as how they've been building her. And she won with the lockjaw. And then we get Ty Conte versus Abaddon next week. Cody versus Orange Cassidy Lumberjack match. Town Hall meeting to decide if MJF should join the Inner Circle. And a few other matches. I think it's the two semifinal tournament matches. And Darby is with Steve-O from Jackass. I now am just aware that Steve-O is still alive. I actually thought he died a couple years ago. I really had no idea. I hated Jackass, by the way. But yeah, Darby does a body bag rolling where he rolls down a skateboard ramp in a body bag. I don't know why. I love Darby. I don't know why the fuck he does this. And then we get Butcher and the Blade with Allie. Very distracting. Good God, Allie. Good fucking God. Versus Private Party with Matt, who has not taken a day off at all since saying he was going to take time off and get his head right. Yeah, he's taking time out of the ring, but what the fuck. And Silver and Reynolds of Dark Order versus the Bucks. And FTR joined commentary. Number one contenders match, whichever team won, faced off against FTR at Full Gear. It was a mess. It wasn't boring. I'll give them that. I mean, it was a four-way match with a bunch of teams. And also the Dark Order. Now, that's unfair because Silver did at one point get on trucker speed and do a whole bunch of stuff after Quen did a whole bunch of dives. And we kept getting a bunch of near falls because teams kept breaking up stuff and everything. And we get full death. The Bucks stopped that. Nick Jackson going full on no selling, saying he's the best, it's the best. No, Nick, you're not part of the best tag team in the world. The Bucks have never been the best tag team in the world, in my personal opinion. But if you like them, that's great. And eventually a roll-up pins Cassidy 1, 2, 3. FTR comes out to, congratulate them. And then a timekeeper hits them. It's very obviously Tully. Oh my God, it's Tully Blanchard. And they lay him out. They put Matt's leg in a chair, and that's basically it right there. So that's pretty much it. I was going to tear my notes, but then I realized, well, it was just the dinner thing that I absolutely hate, which I absolutely hate, and I look forward to the rants that I'll get in the comments, even though it's just my opinion. A very, very good episode of Dynamite, though. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retland. I'll see you soon.